Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Stacy here, and I'm lucky enough today to be joined with Karen Lang, licensed acupuncturist at Good Life Acupuncture and Wellness, and with Hanako Gotoh, massage therapist and just all around wonderful magic hands healer person, who is the founder of Little Flower Birth Year. And her specialty is helping women through all the stages of pregnancy. She's a licensed doula. And Karen's specialty is helping fertility and also pregnancy support. And we've just been chatting and talking about different ways that we can help support all of our pregnant mamas out there and everybody that's going through, the families right now going through this really kind of scary and chaotic time. And I'm just going to start off with Karen, because I think Karen had some really fabulous ideas from at home that you guys can do to help support yourself. So what were you talking about, Karen?
Awesome. Thanks, Stacy. Yeah. So we were just talking about how so many of our pregnant patients are, of course, really anxious about COVID-19. That's because it's a novel virus. There's not a lot known about the impact on pregnancy. You all have probably already been on the CDC site in reading, but CDC is, at this point, we don't know a lot about it, but based on other novel viruses, they're feeling like there isn't, at this point, a known risk for any sort of increase in complications or miscarriage, and that the small cohort studies of women who were pregnant and COVID-19 positive, that their babies were fine. So that, hang on to that little piece of news, and really just want to encourage everybody, pregnant mamas, women looking to get pregnant, their partners, to really lean in to this time. That while there's a lot of stress and anxiety out there, right, this is sort of an opportunity and a gift that we don't often get, to slow down and to lean into that time and really let yourself slow down. It's not how we normally operate, and that in and of itself might make you feel a little anxious because you're used to go, go, go. But this is a time that you can cook healthy meals, take ambling walks in the sunshine, spend good time with your partner. If this is your first baby, your life is gonna change, right? So spend that time with just the two of you now while you have it, and enjoy that. And it's also, this is a time, right, that you can focus on making your nest, both your literal nest in your home, but also that sort of emotional and psychological nest. And so really also being super conscious about not just what you're ingesting in food, but what you're ingesting in the media and news, and trying to limit that as much as possible. We want to be informed about what's happening out there, but that also takes a lot of psychological wear and tear, reading all that, having the news on all the time. So really limiting that and focusing on what makes you feel joy, focusing on gratitude and all the things that you have to be grateful right here and right now, because that really helps downregulate your nervous system. I really believe that babies in utero pick up on mom's emotions. And so not to like stress you out for being stressed in that, but just to be kind of conscious of that, and look for those ways, and Hanako's going to share as well, that you can start to shift out of that sympathetic dominance, that fight or flight, that anxious and fearful place, into more of that parasympathetic rest and digest. And focusing on gratitude and what brings you joy is one of the easiest ways to do that. And then the other thing is just breathing, right? Focusing on your breath, whether it's meditation or doing breathing exercises. A lot of my patients really like to do that have anxiety, like to do the 4-7-8 breath. So you just really inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it nice and easy for a mental count of 7, and then you let it out through your mouth at a big whoosh for a count of 8, just slowly, like a balloon, letting it out. And if you do that for 3 or 4 times, you are going to feel so much more grounded and so much more calm. And I think, and that's also going to help your immune system. And the last thing I would talk about, because everybody really wants to know, like, what are the nuts and bolts of having a healthier immune system and the things that we can do. So these are some of the supplements that we're using at Good Life ourselves to stay healthy. That I have my wife, who is an inpatient nurse, I have her doing this. And these are the sort of things we're prescribing to patients too. Are some supplements that you can take to support your immune system. I would just add, make sure you double check like your prenatal vitamin and other vitamins that you're taking, so that you're not like getting too high of a dose on these. So I'll go through these a little quickly, but some main things we're doing are vitamin C in the form of ascorbic acid, about 3,000 milligrams daily in divided doses, like probably 1,000 doses, 1,000 milligram doses. Vitamin D3 is important. You may be taking that already, actually, if you're pregnant, but starting with 5,000 IU for 2 weeks and then dropping that down to 2,000 every day. Magnesium, 400 milligrams. Zinc, they make zinc lozenges. They kind of taste like sweet tarts to me, so they're easy to do. 20 milligrams of those a day. And selenium, you can eat 4 to 5 tasty Brazil nuts a day, and you can get your selenium done in. So that's a really safe, really easy way just to kind of give your immune system a boost and keep you healthier during this time, as well as just eating good food and taking walks in the sunshine, taking naps, lots and lots and lots of naps. I've been taking lots of naps. It's been kind of awesome, and my dog loves it.
How about you, Hanako? Have you been napping a lot?
I have, yes. That's one of my pleasures in my day. Even before all this isolation, it would be like, oh, I get to take a nap. Hooray!
I keep trying. My kids and my dog really wants to. Gracie really wants to when we get all settled in, and then the kids come in and interrupt me. So we haven't quite got the nap down yet. And how about, Hanako? We were talking about just kind of some of the fears and some of maybe some at-home massage techniques. What other ideas do you have to help our pregnant people?
Yeah, so touch is really important during this time. It's so nurturing and resetting for the whole system, your whole body. So it's really important to have touch from somebody else, especially your support system. So if it's your partner or somebody else who's going to be supporting you throughout the pregnancy and then beyond into what we call the 4th trimester, it's really important to have that touch relationship going. Usually with touch, we create a space where great communication happens. And in that space, you can express your fears, whether or not they're totally fear-based and just random, like, oh my God, my baby's infected and what's happening while they're in utero. It doesn't usually happen, you know. Baby's really, really safe in utero. And as long as mom's healthy and eating and keeping herself calm and trying to stay away from giving her too much stimulation from stress, then baby's going to be really good. If mom tends to be a high stress person and needs to hold that, research has shown that babies tend to be slightly lower weight because there's less oxygenation going on into the placenta. So that's why it's really important to keep mom calm and breathing and making sure that she is providing that great oxygen to the body. So I say usually we always autocorrect. You guys notice when your pregnant clients, they autocorrect, they're either rubbing their ears or trying to rub their hands or rubbing their belly. So those are all things that we do unconsciously to try and help ourselves trying to de-stress and relax. So pay attention to what you're doing already. Like what are you naturally doing for autocorrecting? Are you rubbing your ears? Are you rubbing your shoulders? Rubbing around your collarbone, or definitely rubbing your abdomen? And does it feel good? usually the farther along you're on pregnancy, lifting the belly about an inch off the pubic bone and taking those deep breaths like Karen just coached is really great. You also want to try and practice breathing with the pelvic floor and getting more awareness into the pelvic floor. So I would say on that inhale that Karen was describing, really make sure that the pelvic floor is opening up with that breath, with the little lift of the belly. And then when you exhale, making sure that there is a lift, a natural lift with the exhale on the pelvic floor. I also say that a great routine on the abdomen is really great. There's one that we call the sun and the moon. So one hand does a circle from the whole abdomen, from under the rib cage, between the hip bones, all the way on the pubic bone, keeping going a circle. So that makes a sun. And then the other hand makes a crescent moon under the rib cage. So that's really great. And if you can sing a song babies can hear as early as 18 weeks. So if you can already have like a sing song routine and a soothing routine for the baby, that's really great, because then baby will expect that when they're on this side of the womb, and they'll be so excited. Oh, I know that voice. Oh, I know that song. And that soothing rhythm is already happening. So pregnancy is a great time to start practicing parenting behaviors and routines that are going to be really important and baby will expect when they're on this side of the womb. So it's an exciting time.
I loved the Raindrops, the old BJ Thomas song from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I can't sing. I can't hold a tune to save my life. But that was what I sang to Owen when he was in utero, and then once he was out, all the time. And for a while, that was the only thing that would put him to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be nursing, and then he would kind of get into that milk coma, and then he would start to get fussy, and then I would just start singing the same song that I sang to him when he was in utero, and within like a couple of seconds, he was like totally passed out. So it was
so sweet
how all that works. But it's hysterical, because now when I start to sing that song, he hates it.
That's because he just turned 11.
Yeah, it's preteens. It's okay. It's preteens.
Probably. Well, I'm just really gracious, and if anybody wants to reach out for more ideas, I'll have a little screen at the end of the video with your guys' contact information. And I think the most important thing that you guys both touched on is just to really lean into this time and to really vocalize whatever fears or whatever concerns you're having, connect in with your people that love you and support you, and eat well and sleep well and touch. I think those are kind of like all the big main things. And I'm really grateful for both of you, and thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you virtually all soon.
Thanks, Stacy.
Thank you so much, Stacy.